So as you might know, this month has been crazy when it comes to leakers just falling off the face of the earth. We lost our two most prominent leakers in literally the span of a couple of weeks. The first one literally just fell off the face of the earth with tons of accusations against them lying about their whole persona, pun not intended, but yeah, Midori took a pretty harsh fall. And then of course Pyoro, our last hope. It seems like all his leaks have been caught up to by Nintendo. Obviously, we've been hearing that his source had been caught. Pyoro kind of outed himself in a couple of tweets, and it just all kind of went bad very quick for the bird. But we know from Nintendo now that they are not playing around with leaks and that they're taking it pretty seriously, because Nintendo just had their yearly investors meeting and they were actually asked about this topic, about video game leaks. And this comes from Video Game Chronicle and states, during the company's annual shareholder meeting on Thursday, transcribed by ex-user in Styles, Nintendo directors were asked specifically about a recent report that several recently leaked Nintendo announcements allegedly originated from a Google employee who accessed privated videos in the Switch maker's YouTube account. Responding, the directors said they were aware of the media reports and claimed that Nintendo had been working with external companies to diagnose security leaks. The company has introduced new measures to its security systems, it said, and it's also working to educate employees about IT security. Nintendo leaks have become a prominent topic in recent weeks. After the report about potential Google leaks, a prominent Nintendo leaker locked their social media account after they revealed the source of their information was an employee of Nintendo in Japan. And obviously, this is talking about Pyoro, so it's pretty safe to say that Nintendo is taking extra steps, even working with third-party companies in order to make sure that these things don't leak anymore. It's also mentioned later on in the article that Nintendo did bring up the fact that they are all about surprises, and it's a big factor when it comes to their Nintendo Directs and their announcements, is they like the surprises. It actually makes them more money, and I couldn't agree more. Surprises are huge for Nintendo, and it's one of the main reasons people watch Nintendo Directs, to see what that first game reveal is going to be of the show. What's going to start the show off, or what's the big show ender? What's the one last thing that we're going to get? It's the things that keep us Nintendo fans so hype in the first place, and I'm actually here not just to talk about this report, but to talk about how this is going to affect the future of gaming and the future of Nintendo. Do you guys love leaks, or would you like them to actually go away? And I'm actually kind of torn on this, and I wanted to really think about the leaks that we've been getting over the last year, as a lot of them have come true, and just to think about how they could have actually ruined situations and surprises and things that we've gotten. So let's backtrack real quick. I don't know the exact date when these leaks started popping up from Pyoro and other sources, but I can recall back to June of 2023 when lots of the bombshells started happening. And I remember learning about another Detective Pikachu coming apparently, and then all those little emojis posted by Pyoro referencing Mario RPG making a return. And this was something that we knew about going into it, so I feel like for a lot of Mario RPG fans, this one kind of stung, because this would have been kind of an out of nowhere announcement, one that a lot of people wouldn't have been expecting, and I feel like it let a lot of people down just knowing that this was coming. I remember watching the show and just knowing that this was going to be one of the announcements, and when I saw it, I immediately was like, oh, it is Mario RPG, they were correct, you know? And it kind of did take away from the hype of that announcement a little bit. Remember, we also knew exactly what was going to end the show, because Pyoro had already mentioned that there was going to be a brand new 2D Mario game, and even posted icons for all the different characters and things that were going to be in the trailer. Like, they literally watched the trailer before we did, which kind of made things a lot less exciting. Like, we knew what we were getting at the end of the show, and just to see Mario pop up in a new 2D adventure that's not New Super Mario Bros. Would have been pretty insane, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I think it would have made a lot of people more hyped than ever to see something like that happen, especially after all these years of New Super Mario Bros. This kind of took away from it. Jumping forward to the September Direct of 2023, Pyoro posted a picture of Donkey Kong from the movie, and everybody got so excited saying it's finally Donkey Kong time. Thankfully, Pyoro helped to set our expectations and said that it was going to be Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Now, I feel like situations like this are probably best, you know, where a lot of people are expecting a new Donkey Kong after so many years now, and then Nintendo just slaps us with a Mario vs. Donkey Kong game again, and a remake of an old one at that. this is the rare situation where I'm like, okay, I am kind of glad this got leaked. At least I could set my expectations and know that this was coming and not be super upset when I seen it. Now, I love Mario vs. Donkey Kong, especially the GBA version. I don't really like all the other mini games, but yeah, this one was really cool for me because this is one of the few games that I really did grow up on. But still, I feel like if this would have just popped up randomly, I would have been like, really, still no new Donkey Kong? So I mean, I get situations like this. He also told us another code was coming by saying it was a remake of a Wii game and a DS game that were related. I remember everybody trying to figure out what the heck that could be, thinking a little too deep, and obviously being something that not a whole lot of people cared about, more of a niche title, but still something that he predicted. And once again, this one I don't think ruined too many hearts. I don't think too many people would have like really been jumping out of their seats of excitement with this reveal, but still, we knew about it before the Nintendo Direct aired. Also knew we were going to be getting the name of the Princess Peach game being Princess Peach Showtime, which obviously is not a huge bit of information. We also knew F-Zero was coming back in some capacity, as he hinted at, like, I think the Pac-Man 99 game ending very soon, so we obviously knew it was going to be another 99 game, and that's exactly what happened. Once again, kind of ruining that surprise. That one could have been a big deal for a lot of people because it's been a while since we gotten anything F-Zero, so I could see some people being like extremely shocked by this, but it was kind of ruined a little bit by Pyro. And then finally the last reveal, which Pyro did in fact know and hinted at it extremely subtly, and I'm so glad that they did, because man, I would have been so mad if the 1,000-year door was leaked beforehand. It would have completely ruined my reaction. It would have ruined lots of people's reactions. This was like one of the biggest reveals I think in a very, very long time, and if this was ruined because of a leak, I wouldn't even know how to feel, because man, this was just, it's the moments like this is what makes me love Nintendo. It's the moments like this is what really makes me so excited to be a Nintendo fan, to get these crazy reveals that I never would have dreamed of happening. But he did kind of hint at it by saying, how do you think the show is going to close? Obviously referencing a door closing, the 1,000-year door. Now, it was extremely subtle, and I'm glad that they made it that way, because I'm telling you, Pyro, you did a good job with that one, because I'd have been so upset, and that's my point. So many people out there that would just be so upset to see their favorite game reveal kind of just leaked ahead of time, and that hype and that excitement is just kind of gone. And that's why it's a bittersweet feeling. It's cool to have these leaks and look forward to something that you're really excited about because you know it's leaked, but it's also cool to just be excited and expecting everything and then just seeing what you get. It's a different feeling. That takes us to this month's Nintendo Direct, and once again, I could not imagine if Mario and Luigi would have been revealed ahead of time, because it would have hurt my heart, because that's something that I was so shocked to see. It was another huge reaction for me. It was something that I really did not expect Nintendo to do right after Paper Mario the 1,000-Year Door. And if that was also ruined for me, it would also have just felt flat. Like, man, where's the excitement anymore? This is the stuff that I live for with Nintendo Directs. It's just, these are the crazy exciting moments that I don't always get, and I haven't gotten in a long time since this year's Nintendo Directs, and it's just been an exciting time for me. All my Mario RPGs are coming back, and they're all here on Nintendo Switch within the span of like a year or two. So yeah, I am glad that this one wasn't spoiled for me. Honestly, I am still really glad that Pyro didn't really have much information with this Nintendo Direct, and that Nintendo chose this Direct to change up their strategy with things. And I think Pyro leaked a couple of Japanese announcements because once again, his source was from Japan. It was, you know, always pulling stuff from the Japanese website. I think he may have had a hint at Mario Party something, because there was a little tweet that kind of referenced Party something, but the only information that he could pull is that he's seen something related to a 2D Zelda game and thought it was a remake, when in fact it was a brand new 2D Zelda, which I'm definitely here for. Getting that big reveal of Metroid Prime 4 just felt amazing, and I think regardless of a leak or not, people would have just been super excited to finally get ready for information about it. So maybe this leak would have been a little bit different, since we know the game exists, and if PRO just came out and says you're finally going to get more information on Metroid Prime 4, that would have been crazy. I think people would have been maybe even a little bit more hype for the show knowing that, but yeah, it's just how you look at it. Some people will say the leaks were fun and that they're always interesting, and let me be clear, leaks are never going to completely go away. There's always going to be people that claim that they have inside sources or inside information, and this has been going on since the beginning of Nintendo's video game time, you know? We're always going to have some people leaking some things and some things getting announced ahead of time, or Nintendo accidentally leaking their own games. It's going to happen, and I think we even have another leaker right now that actually leaked all the information information of this last Nintendo Direct. And yeah, it's just gonna keep going and going and going. But if I had to choose, I would say no more leaks, because it is exciting to have information when times are very slow for Nintendo and we haven't heard a lot from them. But I will say there's something so exciting about waiting for a Nintendo Direct and knowing absolutely nothing that's going to be in a 40-minute show, because surprises are always fun. And I'd really rather have surprises than leaks. So I thank PRO for the fun leaks, but I am glad Nintendo is cracking down on leakers and taking this more serious. But let me know in the comments down below, are you excited for leaks all the time, or do you not like them? Do they ruin your experience? Let me know. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out. And like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.